The United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals is a United Nations set of goals to hit by the year 2030 to transform the world into a more sustainable and inclusive place to live. Established in 2015, the project is built on the principle of leave no one behind. Compared to old and exclusive and elitist plans for world development, these goals are described by the United Nations as a holistic approach to creating a sustainable world. The 17 Sustainable Development Goals, or more easily referred to as the SDGs, target not just impoverished or rural communities, but seek to elevate all of humanity to a more sustainable planet and higher quality of life. How does the project function? By sponsoring over 5,000 different organizations and initiatives engaged in creating holistic approaches to one of the United Nations 17 goals. To get funding from the United Nations, the groups, organizations, or initiatives have to follow inclusivity guidelines and follow the motto, leave no one behind. By funding these initiatives, the United Nations hopes to accomplish all of their goals by the year 2030, described by some as rather ambitious. To help better understand the project, let's zoom in on a few of their specific goals. The first one we'll focus on is goal number 4, equality education. This mandates that everyone on the planet has access to a high-quality, respectful, and inclusive education if they so want it. By their own description, this education must be inclusive of those with disabilities and respectful of all cultures on the planet. Next, let's look at goal number 11, sustainable cities and communities. This goal seeks to elevate all of humanity by transforming our rather inefficient cities of today into more sustainable and eco-friendly cities tomorrow. Sustainable cities are characterized by more plant life, carbon-neutral buildings, and little to no emissions. Finally, let's look at goal number 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. The United Nations hopes that by working with leaders all across the globe, we can create governments and organizations that foster better life for not just their citizens, but people all over the globe. To do this, they want to work with already prominent leaders, but also focus on small and developing nations, ensuring that they have an equal voice that a country such as China or the United States does in global discussions. By sponsoring projects and initiatives with these goals and many more, the United Nations believes the world can be completely transformed to not only a more advanced, but also a far more sustainable and happier planet. Many may raise an eyebrow at these 17 goals, asking if they accept ideas such as saviorism, or purveyors of the project, the United Nations, would see people in rural or impoverished communities as in dire need of their saving. This is not the case with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The project respects each and every community across the planet and acknowledges that sustainable development is not a one-nation issue. It's an issue all of humankind needs to confront head-on. The future depends on creating a more sustainable world for those that come next, and that is only possible if we do that together. We encourage you to take time to research more about the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals.